What's going on, guys? I'm Steve. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. If it's your first time stopping by the channel, hit that subscribe button. Trust me, you won't regret it. If you're a returning subscriber, as always, guys, welcome back, and I do appreciate the support. Guys, I was going to lay out this story for a little bit, and then, more information just came out. And it's about this man pictured up here, who I don't know. All I know is he's a real estate investor or developer out there in Florida. This guy's name is Sergio Pino. This guy right here offed himself when police was raiding his house. I think it was Thursday. And the reason why they was going in his house is because he was supposed to turn himself in after trying to kill his wife multiple times. It ain't funny, but it's just wild. I want to play these videos real quick to get you guys caught up on this story, because a lot of people don't know who he is. It tells a little bit about who he is. But it's two videos I'm going to show you. The second video talks about his assets. And it has some very telling things and why he wanted to get this woman out of his life, which I disagree with. I mean, the guy got money. I mean, you know what? We'll just talk about it later on. Go ahead and look at the video before I even start talking about, what I think.
Now at 11, the FBI revealing new explosive details about why they were about to arrest well-known real estate developer Sergio Pino.
The businessman shot himself as agents raided his home in Coral Gables today. The FBI said Pino tried to poison his wife, but that's not all. CBS News Miami's Yvonne Taylor is live in the newsroom with the alarming allegations. Yvonne?
Yes, Elliot and Lauren. Basically, 9 people have now been arrested in connection with the alleged murder for hire, plus, because we're talking more than one. Today, authorities announced that the life of Tatiana Pino had been in danger since 2019.
She is safe, and she no longer needs to live in fear for her life.
The long nightmare is over for Tatiana Pino, according to the FBI. They say when her husband of 32 years, Sergio Pino, the man she was divorcing, took his own life Tuesday during an FBI raid, his plans to have her killed died with him.
First, he tried to poison her over a period of time. When that failed, he put out a contract on her head on 2 separate occasions, hiring separate groups of hitmen to do the job. When the FBI closed in on him, he apparently, and of course tragically, committed suicide rather than face justice.
The FBI and federal prosecutors say there were 2 hit squads. The first included Jaren Howard, Ednar Etienne, Michael Dolfo. Among other things, they were accused of ramming her car at her home and setting fire to her sister's car.
There were 3 loud bangs.
On Tuesday, the FBI arrested Fausto Villar. They say he was part of a second hit squad that was to be paid $300,000 if they could kill Tatiana Pino before the next divorce proceeding.
He had the means, the opportunity, and the willingness to have his wife killed.
Pino's attorney said there wasn't enough evidence for a conviction, and Pino had offered to turn himself prior to the raid. Prosecutors say that wasn't likely.
Law enforcement, to the extent we can discuss this at all, felt somewhat disturbed at the level of brazenness. There was some notion somehow he may have communicated that he was willing to surrender. No, that was not going to happen.
Well, another person involved, according to investigators, is Byron Bennett. He's an assistant of a yacht owned by Pino. Authorities say he obtained fentanyl that the developer used to try to poison his wife. I'm live in the newsroom. Yvonne Taylor, CBS News, Miami.
These are the legal documents filed in the divorce case involving Sergio Pino. He's the South Florida developer and political donor accused of plotting to kill his estranged wife. Instead, he took his own life. Attorneys for Tatiana Pino were trying to throw the prenup out, claiming she signed it under pressure without understanding what was in it. Sergio and Tatiana Pino signed a premarital agreement on May 1, 1992, one day before their wedding. The 20-page document gives Sergio full rights to his premarital property. The agreement says that all of the property now owned by Pino shall remain his sole and separate property throughout the marriage. In addition, all interests of any kind in the corporations controlled by Pino prior to the marriage shall remain as Pino's property alone. This includes all stock, profits, and assets which are held by Pino, as well as any increase in value in said assets, profits, stock, etc. Those corporations include Century Plumbing, Century Homes, Century Properties, Land Investments, Plumbing Supplies, Niagara Industries, Century Foods, Pioneer Investments, Ready State Bank, and Century Construction Services. Also filed along with the premarital agreement are financial statements that show Sergio had a net worth of $15.4 million at the time of the marriage. Early Tuesday, Pino took his own life as the FBI was ready to enter his Coco Plum mansion and arrest him on charges of trying to have his wife killed by trying to poison her with fentanyl and hiring hitmen, with one trying to ram his truck into her SUV after failing to kill her.
First, he tried to poison her over a period of time. When that failed, he put out a contract on her head on 2 separate occasions.
She is safe, and she no longer needs to live in fear for her life.
Attorneys for Tatiana Pino were trying to have the premarital agreement set aside, claiming in documents that the husband for the first time told the wife about or presented the wife with a 20-page marital agreement and told her she needed to sign it before the wedding in the coming days and to get an attorney, adding the wife did not know any attorneys at the time. It's estimated Pino was worth between $156 and $350 million when he took his own life. Now, Sergio Pino signed a will and put his assets into a trust in March of this year. Those legal documents will now be tested in probate court, where a judge will decide how his estate will be divided.
All right, guys, that's the story of this guy that took himself out. Refused to lose, but wound up losing everything anyway. Now, I'm going to tell you something. Custody battles, divorces, always nasty. They're always nasty. But I will say this. This woman was with this man, they said, what, over 30 years? And you clinging everything that she's ever given you as far as support and everything else, down to a prenuptial agreement. Now, she did sign the agreement. So he's a businessman. You see, he trying to go to the letter. Oh, well, we're leaving. We're divorcing. You leave with nothing that you came with, you know, before all I got these assets. I feel as though there's nothing wrong with somebody wanting to protect their assets. But I mean, 30-something years, bro, she got to be entitled to something. And then you trying to poison her, and then you trying to get her killed and stuff like that. And I mean, I know it was, the whole thing was detestable, but I mean, I know the beef brewed. You know how it is. People start hating each other when they trying to climb and claw for an advantage in the courtroom. But I mean, she was entitled to something. That guy had multiple businesses. His net worth was in the 20 millions before he got married. Now he's in the hundreds. You don't think that woman had anything to do with that? Whether she had her hands directly in it or just giving you moral support. She made the environment conducive for you to grow and be a little less stressed in building your empire. That's why I believe she deserves something. But you trying to get people to kill her multiple different times. You tried to poison her yourself. This guy got a lot of money and ain't know his ass from a hole in the ground and didn't know how to get rid of nobody. Let me say this too. You see the first dudes they had to try to kill her? They was in a Home Depot truck, black dudes, dumbasses. As soon as I seen him hire them, I was like, it's all over. It's all over. And that's one of the things I want to tell you about, man. It's nothing for men to just get in line with something that's unethical. Hey, I'll pay you $300,000 if you kill my wife. Hell to the no. Man, get out my face. There was 3 dummies ready to do it. And then another guy, a Spanish dude, in the second attempt. They crashing into a car. That woman was smart enough to get away. Now she ain't got to worry about anything anymore. But think about it. You willing to kill somebody to keep your stuff. How much is enough? He got stocks, assets, and all of that. That was already under law. Now, whether she say, oh, I didn't know, or I didn't this, I didn't that, I understand that. But I mean, you could fight that out in court because she did sign them documents. It's no reason why you had to kill her. You the one had the money to drag this thing out. You could have did this a different way. I mean, you was going to look like a douchebag anyway. You could have just did it in court. Evidently, he must have been losing something. And he didn't want to part with it. But either way, it wasn't going to make you broke. This is not like you make $150,000 a year and you're divorcing a woman and she went the house, the car, and your favorite dog. It's different. You have an empire that she can't even take away from you, even if she won her peace. And trust me, I honestly believe after she seen this dude was trying to kill her, she was trying to take as little as possible. You know what I'm saying? In my opinion, because I don't see nobody with death threats and people trying to kill her and all this stuff. She want this thing to be over with. But I think all this stuff was found out and it made him look bad. So he knew he was going to lose everything. So he took himself out when the FBI raided his house. Cowardice. Fuck him. I'm Stock Market Steve for the Dynamic Reason channel. As always, like, comment, share, and subscribe. A lot of these men that are powerful like this or feel like they're powerful because he had political connections where he was bundling money in the political contributions for his own motives, you know, with his businesses, and they couldn't help him. A lot of times the embarrassment when powerful people go through stuff like this, or just the fear of losing something, period, is enough to throw them over the top. And you just seen it. I'll see you in the next video. Take care.